I feel so stupid. I'm thinking today is Saturday, and I went all out my way to find this building. It's so plain. Maybe a few people might know what this building is. But, anyways, I wanted to ask them a couple of questions. But, anyways, as you can see, I'm like the only one here in the parking lot. So, don't I feel silly? For some reason, I'm thinking today was Saturday, and I thought that they were still going to be open for a little bit, but they weren't. It's one car out here besides mine, and other than that, it's nothing but trees. But anyways, I guess while I'm here, I can talk about something. Haven't really uploaded to this channel in a while. I haven't had much to say. And I still don't have a whole lot to say. It's just that I hate when I mean, this doesn't happen often, but I did get my days mixed up, and I really don't like traveling places. I really don't like traveling places, going on dry runs, meaning that you running around and not really accomplishing much. Okay, in my rear view, I see a whole bunch of duckies, so maybe I don't know if I can zoom. And when it's bright out here, I don't know what I'm looking at, but I might be. Oh yeah, this has a zoom feature, so I think this is about as far as I can zoom in on them. And I think it's a couple of more out there, so I might as well take advantage of this moment and try to enjoy the scene. But it would be better if I would have just went to a park. I went past one. I also went around to my old job, and I want to see if my company, excuse me, I want to see if my company was still out there. And it's a lot of companies that are no longer working at my job. It was a driving job, and actually this building has something to do with driving. But the reason why I I don't want to say quit, because it really wasn't like me quitting, but I pretty much had to, because the job at the airport was initially easy for me, because all I did was ride people around. Then I was forced into a more physical position, but the thing is, they did pay a much higher price. And as much as I wanted to look for another job, I decided to keep it because, number one, it took up so much time. I literally was working 10 hours a day, and I think you got an hour lunch break. So, total, that's really like 12 hours away from home, not to mention the commute. So, you're looking at 13 hours, or I would say maybe 12 and a half hours away from home, because I stayed literally 5 minutes away. But so but there was times where I had issues, with a car, or sometimes I would catch a cab. But then I just started renting cars. But not too long ago, I ended up having to rent a car because this car that I'm in was down for a while, and I was driving another car. Some of y'all probably seen my old video of me hopping in two different rides. Well, long story short, I had to get rid of my other car, the car that I was actually riding in. This car was the one that was actually just sitting idle. But after a while, the managers at my apartment complex wanted to know, hey, what are you gonna do with this car? So I said, that's fair. In my head, I'm like, that's fair, because I'm like, I got two cars, and one is just basically sitting there. And I'm like, it forced me to actually put a little bit of money in this car. Now, when I put money into this car, I realized, okay, it's still more money that needs to be put into this car. And other driving positions, you have to if you want to do it kind of like at your own pace, you have to invest money before you can even start. So if you don't have a car, you're going to have to find another way to get a car, and it's very, very pricey, and you're paying for, insurance on other people, on another vehicle that don't even belong to you, or they want to force you into some type of, I'm not going to say they're forcing you, but if you choose to, you might want to lease through different companies, and then you're paying twice the leasing rate that you would with another car. So it's just a lot of little things that I'm trying to take into consideration, and then I'm realizing where I stay, it actually snows. So I'm thinking, do I really want to do this? And yes, because when I started my other job, when I was driving, now mind you, this was a while ago. I can't believe how much time has passed, but it's been about, I stopped working there like in 2007. I mean, I was technically still employed with them all the way up until 2008, but I know my last day working was like the end of December of 2007. And then I just realized that I was taking off, and even on my vacation, I would still feel like, oh, I gotta go back. But I love the job, even though I don't consider myself like a people person. For the most part, I didn't have too many problems. I mean, out of the 2 years that I was working with them, I probably can count on one hand how many issues I had. And it really wasn't all that, it's just people that had attitudes. Now, one man he straight lied on me. He ended up giving me this big tip, this humongous tip. Now, another person gave me like a $200 tip, but he made a mistake. And I was like, F, you know what I'm saying? I dispatched my other coworker. I was like, come meet me here. I was like, come meet me here. And since I know time is money, I didn't waste her time. So I ended up giving her $5 just to tell her how excited I was, because I said, I got me like a 200 and something dollar tip. Because people kept saying that one day you gonna get it. And I'm like, I ain't never got no $100 tip. So when I finally got it, it was like 250, but it was an elderly guy, and they ended up calling, you know, my company, and it was like basically her husband gave me the wrong tip, and I had to pretty much give it all back. I think he still tipped me pretty good. I think they tipped me $20 back, but I had to give it all back. I was like, freak! I wanted to just leave after that, because I'm like, I done made my money, but one time I finally did get that $100 tip. And when I got back into the office, they said that he reported me as stealing his money. And I'm like, but it was so funny because my manager, he just shooed me away. He was like, girl, just go home. Because he know that I wouldn't do that. Whenever somebody leaves something with me, like if they left I don't know, something important in the back seat, a laptop, or anything. The only time I went into somebody's, like one lady had like this big old purse. It was like I don't even know if it was a purse, but it was like a bag or something like that. It was like a purse, but it was big. And I didn't even know she left it in my vehicle until her phone rang. And I'm like, should I answer it so they'll know that they left this? And I'm like, well, I ended up answering the phone, and I let them know who I was. And I'm like, I'm a driver. And I'm like, whoever this phone number belongs to, let them know they left their stuff in my van. And so my employer knew that if I wasn't the type that would steal or take stuff from people and all that and go all through their stuff. Like I said, and I was debating whether I should even answer the phone, because like I said, the bag was left in back of my seat, so I didn't even know. But I mean, when your van is cleared out and stuff, they say, kind of check it anyway, but you really supposed to check your van after you turn it in. You check your van, make sure nothing is left in there. But if it's emptied out and you got the time, sometimes I'll look in the back or just turn around to see if I see anything laying around or what have you. But my employer knew, and my supervisor knew that, you know, I wasn't the type that I just grab up people's stuff. As a matter of fact, I was a lifesaver to one woman because she was an elderly woman, and she had a bag full of medication. And, you know, they gave, I guess, you know, when they called the company, they asked you, you know, what's the description of the driver. So I think I was the only one that was a black woman with like short hair. Because I don't think I wore hats. Did I wear hats? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think I wore hats. But the point is, everybody else that was black was, we all were distinctively different. Either they were kind of heavy set, like, not heavy set like overweight, I'm talking about heavy, or they were like extremely dark. So we were all very distinct in how we looked. And then the rest was like black males and white people, you know. So we all had a very distinct look, at least the black women did. So it was easy to identify who I was. But this lady, she ended up leaving a bag. It was like a pouch. And they asked me, did I have it on my van? And sure enough, I found it. I was like, yes, I do. And she tipped me when they finally tracked me down. They was in their own car at this point because I would drop them off at the parking lot. She was like, she gave me a $20 bill, and I was kind of surprised because she was like, oh, you saved my life. And she was like, that's my medication is in there. And I was like, oh, I'll say, okay, you know. But yeah, I'm just rambling. I'm not talking about anything important. I'm just trying to figure out, do I really want to, you know, hit the road again? And like I said, when you're trying to do it like the way that I'm doing it, you have to ask yourself, is it going to be worth the investment? Because like I said, I still have to put money into this vehicle, and you know, it goes deeper than that. And not only getting it fixed, I have to do other stuff. And you know, everything, I have to cross all my T's and dot all my I's pretty much. And then I'm like, even if I get the vehicle where I want it, I'm like, I still think I would rather use another vehicle to do service work. But I wouldn't work that much. I probably will only work once or twice a week. I probably wouldn't work a whole lot unless I turn around and got greedy. But then again, that's what happened at the airport. I'm like, I knew I needed another job, but the money and the tips, it was just like, it just kept me there. And then in the end, you end up losing money. So if you're basically, I like to turn my videos into a message. Basically, you know, even if you're getting paid a certain amount of money, if you're getting paid good money, but if at the end you feel like you're overworking yourself or overexerting yourself, or you're just dealing with situations that, you know, is not worth the money for you, I would say go get you another job. You know, yes, the pay cut is going to hurt, because trust me, the money that I'm dealing with now, I'm making probably 1/3 of what I used to make. And I had to make a big adjustment. So either way, life forced me to take a pay cut per se. So if I would have did it voluntarily, maybe I'd have got a pay cut, maybe 25%, maybe 50%, but it wouldn't have been like 1/3. But anyways, the sirens is going out off, and then I'm going to head back home and, you know, try to clean this jacket of mine that I spilled coffee on from McDonald's. You know. And that's probably going to be the end of my errand running today, because like I said, I forgot. I thought today was Saturday, but everything is closed, so I can't really do anything. So I'm gonna go back home, and I'll speak to y'all later. Peace.